This afternoon, we have Justin O'Brien, who's a senior partner at Collora LLP. And Justin, thanks for appearing on the show and telling us more about your practice.
Thanks very much for having me.
Justin, first of all, pleasure. Tell us a little bit about, you've done some very high-level, sophisticated work in the state and federal court relating to litigation and a lot of different spheres involving the government. Can you tell us more about it?
Sure. Our firm is a litigation firm exclusively, so we deal with all manner of commercial disputes, criminal defense, criminal investigations by state and federal authorities. And we do that, as you mentioned, at both the state and federal levels, in court and as well as representing people in sort of pretrial proceedings in matters that, you know, particularly on the criminal side, we hope to avoid any criminal process, any court process. And really that's some of our best success on the criminal side, is when we're able to convince the investigating authority not to prosecute our clients. On the civil side as well, you know, we like to take a similar approach in that when a client comes in with any manner of commercial dispute or situation that might involve commercial dispute resolution, we try to avoid just doing the same thing we did last time and running off to court and filing an action. We really work with our clients to try to figure out what's the best resolution for them in their circumstances, in every case. And that's, you know, been a big part of our success, I think, for our clients.
Now, prior to getting involved with your firm in this practice, is it my understanding that you worked for Senator Kennedy and Kerry?
I did. I did political work for a number of years before I went to law school.
Interesting. So you sort of gave you an idea of, I mean, what's some of the work you do now is in federal and state government, and so at least I think in the political sphere, it gives you an understanding of how government works. Correct?
It does. It gave me a good basis of understanding for how the government works. It also, I think, helped me understand, again, the various sort of other ways that people's concerns might come into a particular matter, or other kinds of concerns that a client could potentially have.
Right.
Things like public relations concerns or communications concerns, you know, ongoing relationships they might have with the government, you know, in terms of contracting or whatever it might be. And again, how to look beyond sort of the narrow or potentially narrow focus of just, you know, the civil complaint or the potential criminal investigation they're facing, to say, well, what other concerns might come into play here, and are we keeping an eye on those, and are we, you know, properly considering those as part of, you know, resolving this matter to our client's best interest.
When I look at your firm, you do so many different kinds of litigation.
Right.
And now, is your law firm broken down in terms of, can you, do you have multiple people on your team when you're trying a case?
We do, you know, and we, I think, take the same approach internally that we do externally, which is to say, you know, depending on the needs of a particular client, depending on the forum that we're in, you know, if it's a state matter, if it's a federal matter, if it's a criminal matter or civil matter, or, you know, before an administrative board or a regulatory agency, we pull together the pieces that are going to, you know, present the best case for our client under those circumstances. And we're fortunate because in not a very large firm, I think we're something like 25 attorneys.
Right.
You know, we do have that breadth of experience, those kinds of resources that we're able to bring to bear for any client.